Scouting Report is sponsored by Penn State Health, giving you the care you want, where you want it. Visit PennStateHealth.org to find a provider near you.
We are back on the Nittany Game Week. Now for the reason Scrap said, sure, I'll do a television show with you fellas. The Scouting Report. They go into a film room and you're not sure when they're going to come out. All right, coaches, what kind of action can we expect from the defending conference champs?
Anyone who thinks they can go to Beaver Stadium Saturday and just kind of rest easy, this is not going to be this is a really, really good football team. We're going to get into why and some of the things to look for. And let's start with the offense. Tom, I'll send it over to you, but their stretch play is their base run play. Talk a little about what they're expecting here, what people can look for.
What this does, this is a good play. The game he put of that tailback is right off the backside of that tackle over there where he wants to start his approach. It's a good play, especially versus a lot of teams that like the zone blitz and a lot of movement and slants and angles and things of that nature. And then he just finds a hole and has to have good vision to make a cutback.
Yeah, as you watch the video, just keep your eye on that tailback, where he's headed, and he puts that foot in the ground and cuts underneath. So even though it's an outside play, a lot of times it comes underneath. Now, they're wideouts. They like to get them involved. There's no question about it. And the jet sweep is something we're going to talk about here on our next screen. The jet sweep where they bring that wideout in motion and get them outside. Tom, you were talking about a point to look for the defensive
ends.
One of
the points to look for is the defensive. If that defensive end has his hand on the ground, they're not going to touch him. They're going to run right around him. This is not a good play if you're a stand-up defensive end. You'll kill it. Yeah. But with that guy's hand on the ground, he doesn't even see the jet coming. It's around him. They don't even block the guy.
And to keep that jet sweep good, the next thing we'll show you is a play-action pass. Now they're going to fake, you'll see in the video, they're going to fake that jet sweep. The quarterback's going to fake the run and then come out and throw the ball down the field.
Well, this is the one thing you got to make sure you have good eyes. You talk about good eyes all the time with your linebackers, making sure you're watching what you're supposed to be watching and keying what you're supposed to be, or this play can cause you a lot of problems.
And this quarterback's really good. He started 26 games. One of the things they like is the back shoulder throw. People talk about the back shoulder throw all the time. They get 3-by-1 to their one-on-one backside. You coach DBs.
Oh. I've seen a lot of back shoulders in my day. But I tell you what, the timing here, they are very good at this throw. It's something on Saturday. If they get close, they're going to it.
Yeah, there's a big red zone play for them as well. And they're very capable. We'll talk about the wideouts as well when we get to the end. Now, let's talk about their defense, and I'll talk a little about what they're doing. Their base defense, when you look at this, they're going to see two safeties high when they start their defense. But because those safeties are deep, they're going to talk you into running the ball, and they're going to come downhill in a hurry. Take a look on this one. You're going to see right off the bat, when you see on the video, when that ball's handed off, that front side safety is right there. They do block them, but there's other people coming downhill. So they want to do a good job stopping that run. They've given up a lot of yards in the pass game because they overcommit to the run a little bit. And so that's going to be something for Penn Staters to look for, because Penn State have trouble running the football. Now, when you get to third down, let's talk about what they do in their nickel. Now they bring in two speed rushers. They have two safeties high, and now they have two DBs in the slot to help on the inside receiver. Tom, you talk about the double the star guy.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times I anticipate against Penn State with their good wide receivers, they'll get into double the stars. And those safeties and who's ever on those guys, those good, great players at Penn State on the outside, they're going to double those guys and try to take them out of the game.
Yeah, so if you see Dotson in the slot, you're probably going to see both those guys doubling him on him. And then last but not least, we talked about situations for Penn State. Short yardage 0 for 2. When you look at Ball State up front, they're going to come off the edge in short yardage and make it very difficult. And we can take a look at the video here. Here's the safety walked right up. It's 3rd down and 1, San Jose State, and they're getting penetration, bringing guys off the edge because they want to force you into, they want to obviously get off the field.
It's just a smoke game coming off both edges and man-to-man coverage behind it, straight zero coverage.
Yep. Todd, back over to you.
Wow, good stuff. And I know it scratches the coaching itch. We ran into a couple of other guys watching college football and Penn State closely, former Nittany Lions, now NFL standouts Allen Robinson and Adrian Amos. They had some feedback for their former position groups.
Just a big playability. I think they're both versatile, can do a lot of things, especially with Jahan, because he plays special teams too. So being able to get some plays, on 1st, 2nd down, 3rd down, and then 4th down, even when you're getting the ball back, So, what I'm saying, he gives them a lot of versatility.
Athleticism in this secondary is, it's top notch. They have a lot of guys that can run, a lot of big guys, a lot of guys that can tackle. I like what I see from them.
Yeah, Adrian knows a thing or two about tackling. He was a Pro Bowl alternate last year with 87 tackles for Green Bay. Appreciate those guys taking time to talk with our Andrew Callista.